So it's 7 o'clock, so I'm going to make some intros and announcements and turn it over for the swag show and tell. Usually this is like a big party in a bar, in a hotel. So, make sure we bring some of that fun into this. It's not the same, it's not like kind of not the same as the sessions that we've had before. Plus this is Zoom, so everybody in the room can say hi, talk, make yourself visible, wave, everything. So I'm Jessica, she and her pronouns. I'm events director for CBI, and I also advise the radio stations at Savannah College of Art and Design in Atlanta and Savannah. This session is being recorded in Zoom and probably will be posted eventually so that people can check out the swag swap from history. Recorded sessions will remain in Attendify through December 31st, 2020, so the rest of this year. Attendify works best in Chrome, and you should have Zoom. Obviously, you have Zoom if you're in here. You've made it. Town hall area of Attendify is really good. It's open. You can DM people. You can ask people questions. You can ask general questions. Also in Attendify, you can check out our sponsors, talk to other attendees. The next thing on the list is get your swag together. So if, last minute, get your swag together. And then to rate sessions, you can do that in the app through Attendify. I'm going to turn it over to Jamie Lynn Gilbert from WKNC at NC State University, and she's been hosting Swag Swap since Swag Swap started in 2012.
That's pretty much true. Yes.
So
as Jessica said, my name is Jamie Lynn Gilbert. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm with WKNC 88.1 FM HD1 HD2 at North Carolina State University. Yeah. We want to set a few ground rules for the swag show and tell. Participants, I'm going to try to keep this orderly, so use the raise hand feature in Zoom. If you don't know where it is, there's a reactions down at the bottom, and you can, I guess, give a thumbs up because there's not a raise hand. Oh, wait, no. In participants, you can raise your hand. I guess someone should tell me how to raise your hand. We'll figure it out as we go along. Also, I do have a timer, and to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to speak, I'm going to let you speak for 3 minutes max. That should be plenty of time. I'll give you a 30-second warning. The raise hands are in the participants window. And bonus, if you are willing and able to mail any swag to participants in the United States at your own expense, give your email when you're done with your talk and what you can send. And I do want to point out that they didn't ask me for this, but CBI is not liable for any swag not swapped as promised. So I will start the timer on myself. All right, the best swag that WKNC has had in a long time is our Black Sheep hoodie, which I have brought. This is my personal copy, so if you can see black cat hair all over it, that is why. The designer used a public domain image of a diagramming cuts of lamb, and then renamed them with WKNC specific things like the titles of our basic formats, and it says, non-corporate, non-commercial. We darkened the lines a little bit and put it on a hoodie. We bought 48 of them, $15 each. We use a company called Contagious Graphics. They're out of Charlotte, North Carolina. They were recommended to us from WLOY at Loyola University. And we sell them for $25 to staff and $30 to the general public. So they're a pretty good moneymaker, and we market them pretty hard once the weather gets a little colder. And also at Contagious Graphics, pardon me as I reach, we really take advantage of something called a garage sale. This is just our logo on a t-shirt. This is Kiwi, the color. And what they do is you need a minimum of 48 shirts, but for $4.50, they will throw whatever it is on a t-shirt. And it's either in black or in white, and whatever colors they have laying around is what you get. They have about 69 different colors. We get them in every color except Carolina blue, because we are from NC State. If you want Carolina blue, I'm sure they can throw one in for you. And we pretty much always have these for sale in our swag store, and people just ask for what color they want, and we don't actually promise them what color. That's why it's $10 instead of $12. And I am happy to send a swag package of koozies and stickers to anyone that wants some. You can email me. It's JLGILBER. So JL Gilbert, but without the T, at ncsu.edu for North Carolina State University. And you can also look up my email in the town hall. So that is next. Now I have to see who has raised their hand, or we can just say who wants to talk next. Oh, Chris, I saw your hand first. And then Jason, you can go next. Make sure you unmute yourself, Chris. Sorry.
There we go. Sorry about that. I have just a few things that we bought, actually probably a couple of years ago, that are pretty popular. We always have t-shirts. I'll have to stand up just a little bit. That's our main logo. I also have a bug logo that we use for social media. I'm from WZIP, by the way, at the University of Akron. My t-shirts, I'm actually kind of picky about the colors because previously they had multicolored shirts, or I shouldn't say multicolored, but different colored t-shirts. And then they were changing our logo to match the shirt. And I got a real problem with that. That's our branding, and we don't want to mess with the colors. So we only have 3 different colors of shirts: white, gray, and navy blue. I also have long sleeve tees, and we have, I have polos just with the bug logo on the chest. Students said they would love to have the polos, and then after we bought them, nobody wanted them. So I have a whole bunch of polos. We also have pullover hoodies. In my case, these are things we give away or we sell at cost to the students. I'm not really trying to make money at all. I think we round it up just to make it so it's not like $7.30. We'll say it's $8, just, you know, to make it easy. And we could give them away. If you hang around long enough, you're probably going to get a shirt for free no matter what. We also bought to give away to people. I do have cell phone sleeves that are pretty popular, but people really like the pop sockets. And these were kind of expensive to our vendor. I've learned, I learned actually through Lynn Riggle, who's also on the CBI board, you can get the same thing way cheaper than what I got. So I would definitely shop around. I went with our preferred vendor or whatever, and you know, it was all right, but we could have got the same thing for less money. Lots of pens. Everybody gets a pen. All you have to do is walk in Colby Hall. I'll probably give you a pen. We have some wristlets that we give away. And what else am I? Oh, my webcam cover. Actually, I should have taken it out of here. These were really, really popular. People seem to really like them. And I've noticed at swag swaps when we were on site, I've had people like track me down and ask me about these things because we had some out on the table. And they're nice for just about anybody. Our faculty members like them. Other people like them too. Here's something. This is not swag, but I have a Z88 tattoo that I got. But nobody has to do that. Although I have threatened a couple students, but I can't really follow through with it. So I think that's all we have from WZIP at this time.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Jason, you are next.
Chris, no tattoo from the job we work together? No WAKR tattoo, man? Come on. I didn't get one either. It's all good. But my name is Jason Sokol. I'm the general manager, director of WJCU at John Carroll University in Cleveland. Chris's former coworker at a commercial station down in Akron. And I believe my operations director, Spencer German, is here as well. But a few things that we wanted to show off. We did a lot of our swag goes with our Radiothon fundraiser every year. So for this past year, we did these quarter zips that I'm wearing. And these went over really well. We did just sort of like the dry fit athletic material. And the donors really seemed to like these. We did these at the $90 pledge level. And they went over really, really well, not only with them, but also with our staff. We sold them to our staff at cost for about $27. And they really liked them because it gave us another option to wear when we're out at events. So obviously we've got some t-shirts. I've got my bag of swag over here, but we've got our t-shirts, we've got our hoodies and things like that. But for when we need something that's a little bit more dressy, maybe we're calling a sporting event, something like that, something like this went over really well. with our staff. We've also got our keychains with the very convenient bottle opener on there that we give out at a lot of events. Our t-shirts, we do a different shirt every year for our radiothon. So this was our shirt, and I'm going to shut off my background here. This was our shirt from last year. Our theme was "Without You, There's No WJCU." So Spencer actually came up with this logo for us, did all the design along with one of our students. And so we gave those out as well. One of the ideas that we really, really thought was going to be a great idea, and then COVID happened, was a WJCU tote bag. Our county, about a month or two before our radiothon, had started doing the mandatory tote bags at the grocery store thing. No more blue bags. You're going to have to pay for them. So we did these, thought they were going to be a great idea, and they were. And then about a month after our radiothon, COVID happened, and that was the end of the tote bags at the grocery store. So we have those, and we also have our bumper stickers, which I'd be happy to send out to anybody if you would be interested in one of those. And we've done card magnets in the past as well. So I think that's our spiel. Spencer, if you're here, if there's anything I missed.
Excellent. Thank you, Jason. Dana, you are next.
Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Hey, everyone. So I'm going a little differently. I don't have like swag from like a current radio station type deal, really. Well, I do. I have these little bumper stickers from ABC News Radio where I work right now. But they're actually from like, I would say like the 70s. So maybe they're like a collectible radio type deal. But I like to collect old school radio memorabilia. So I find like a lot of different things on eBay mainly. And these are from like 1010 Winds ads from the 1970s. And then I have this Atwater Kent radio. This is, I think, from like around the 30s or 40s maybe or something like that. I have to like do my research on this one a little bit more. So it might be a snooze fest to some, but for me, it's very interesting. And this one's a little bit more updated. I have the ABC News Radio logo also in the frame. KTU, if you're from New York City, that's a pillow from one of their events a long time ago. And I also bought this Shure microphone from the 1950s, still works. I do a lot of my oldies radio station type deals on here. So, it's a little bit of a different pace, but I thought it'd be cool. But if anyone's ever interested in a few of these ABC News Radio bumper sticker type deals or something you could put on a book, let me know. And I'll be happy to send you one to represent.
Thank you, Dana. Do we have any takers to, no, I thought I saw a hand, but it was on the screen. Does anyone else want to talk about their swag or ask questions about what swag works, what swag doesn't? Gina, I see your hand.
Hi, I think you can hear me now, and I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm here twice on two different things, so hopefully that won't be too weird. I'll ask a question first, and that is, how did some of you guys figure out what your price point is for picking some of your swag? Because with our low end thing, our kind of $35 echelon donation thank you gift, we try to keep it around $1. If it's a couple cents over, it's okay. But we try to have a thing that's about $1. So, a sticker and that thing is what people will get if they donate $35. One of those things, in fact, was, am I able to show you this? Well, I think I can show it to you this way. Oh, and I'm getting some feedback, sorry. This was from just a few years ago, and it is some of your basic earplugs. They are pretty good. They're not as good as some of the things that you can just buy that are, but they're pretty good and they don't fall off of you. Another thing that was one of those items from a few years ago was a chip clip, or it had some pretty good teeth, but it was, and it has a magnet on the back. And so that one was pretty cute. We've had things like a CD opener, a record opener, but that goes way back. I've collected some things from before I started volunteering there. I started in 2011, and I have some super old magnets. Here's another super old magnet. This design has been brought back a few times. And this is probably one of my favorite things we ever gave out. And it was a compilation called Bored, Lonely, and a Little Pissed Off. And it was all stuff that was recorded inside of Calyx back in about 98 and 99. And I have my own copy of it. I got it used at a store down the street, but it's rare now. Other than that, we've got this cool hoodie that we put out a couple years ago with a throwback design on the back. This is like a huge version of it. My all-time favorite shirts are long sleeve, and these are all my own, of course. This one I love. I got an extra one of it. Let's see if I can make it. It's like super just understated and not very college radio-ish. And I love wearing that when I table or if I'm asking companies to help us monetarily. And then this one is probably my very, very favorite. This one was designed originally in the 90s, and it has a Dia de los Muertos effect. On the front, it has the DJ, El DJ, and on the back, it has El Escuchador, giving a bony thumbs up. I love that. If KFJC, I know you guys are here, but I don't know if you have any of your swag. I've got lots of variations on your thing too. You let me know if you need me to show that, because I donate to them a lot. A million bumper stickers. I don't know if I'm running out of time yet. I'll go through them super fast. The octopus. A weird thing that makes everybody think we're a children's station. Another strange one from a couple years ago. This one's fairly recent. Another old one. You saw the other thing. This one looks like it should be KALW to me, but oh well, it's not. And this one was designed by one of our really cool DJs. I love this one, Little Chicks. And then this one was designed by an actual child. I think that's probably, and of course the 45 adapter, which was really popular with some people and really unpopular with other people.
All right. Thank you so much, Gina. Jennifer, you're on deck. Annabella, you are up now.
All right. Well, speaking of KFJC, this is one of my favorites. It's a little cap that we have. Every year we do a girly t-shirt. So it's a t-shirt in a women's style. And that's one of my favorites, the kitten with a whip. And this cool one with a little rocket guy by Gamma Go, who's a local designer. And retro looking kitty. And then I was going to show some tote bags from the past. This is kind of like a Scooby-Doo style flaming logo. And kind of a mid-century rockety style. This was during our 50th anniversary, some listeners design logos, and that was one of them. It's like a crate digging bear, I guess. And then one year we did a bowling shirt that I thought I would show. There's the back of that. And for the 50th, we also did an LP featuring performances at the station. So that was kind of cool. Only a few copies left of that. And I'll show the stickers that I think Gina also had in her stash. So some of these have been around for a long time. And she's got an even older one. And then I'm actually going to throw some stuff in the chat too, because this year we are doing a bandana for the first time. And so we're kind of excited about that. So I'll put it in the chat so you can see that. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Annabella, your turn now.
All right, thank you. I have a couple of things here, not all of them. The station has done stickers and pens and magnets, but we have the hat, WMSC, okay, and this was popular. This was last year. Any member of the student management team gets this Conquer jacket with staff on the back, and they're really warm and nice inside. We worked with Free Advertising Inc. and the Red Bank area in New Jersey, because we like to support our state people. But yeah, so in terms of what goes, I know that you had asked the question. Things that really always goes are the t-shirts, the hats. These jackets are like a hot commodity. They're really expensive. They're $69 per jacket. But if you buy in bulk, obviously it comes down. We pay $51 for them. And again, it's just for the student directors. If the DJs want to buy them, we compile an order to make them enough of like at least 24, and they go down to 21. No, sorry, not 21, 51. And the other thing I wish I had, but it didn't arrive, and it's probably because of the pandemic, we are very excited that this year we have a mask and it says FCC compliant. I see the clouds here. So that's the one it was supposed to arrive by this conference, but it hasn't. That's one of those things that we did at the beginning of the semester. I would assume that those are going to be popular, but usually is the t-shirts and the pants, the stickers sometimes, but not much more. And again, I'll put the link in the chat for Free Ad Inc. They work with you in terms of pricing. I would be interested in if somebody can reach out to me regarding the ability to put a store on the website. A lot of my alumni want to buy. I don't want to have to handle the shipping and handling. I have a job that is already enormous every day, and I don't want to be in charge of tracking the shipments. So I wanted to see if anyone has a good experience with a vendor to just put their stuff on the website, and just they would handle all of that. And maybe the station even gets like, I don't know, a percentage. Thank you.
I will tell you that our university set up a CashNet store. It is PCI compliant. It took like 3 years to do, but as for shipping and handling, hi, I'm shipping and I'm handling. So I have to do all of it, all the fulfillment myself. And we have one of our CBI folks is next raising their hand. I think might be Jessica, Dave, Jessica next.
Yes, hello. So we're at Art and Design College, so we do a lot of like little stuff, and we do it in partnership with the school. So we do like little sketchbooks. This is one, it's got drawings by a student on the outside. And then it's just colored pages inside. We usually try to get these and give them out to our DJs, and then we have them as like an extra thing to give away. Other little notebooks that we swipe from admissions, because admissions has a ton more money than the station does all the time. I also have pretty much all of them. I ran to go get them, and the only one I can find. We do a zine almost every quarter, and this one, if you were in the last session a minute ago with Millie and Dana, when Millie worked with me, we did a zine to commemorate when she moved away. And it was, so all of them have the same back, and then we do a different color every time. It's, you know, just a thing that we do on our art students and our whole collection. We usually put the schedule in there, but it's usually outdated by the time we get it out of the copy machine. Here's Millie moving to California. She was an 88.5 manager before she came with us. So all kinds of great memories and stuff. And these, it takes a little while to put it together, but I have all the originals of these, like how you have to cut it and paste it and tape it together so that when it goes through the copy machine, it comes out the right way. And then I've got all kinds of stuff that we've done in the past of kind of the same format, all kind of zine stuff. Like this is a student did a comic book that we put out a couple years ago, all kinds of, you know, just every little zine thing I can find. And I can't even show you the breadth of the zine collection because it's mostly, I mean, if you can see by just the book collection in this part of the apartment, you can tell it's kind of insane. But the sketchbooks are super fun. And like I said, we get them through our admissions department, and they buy in bulk all kinds of crazy stuff with the school logo on it. So if we kind of get in with them, we get a huge discount and cool stuff that we like. And then they don't make us take the stuff we don't like. So like the sketchbook one, we really liked that one.
All right. Do we have anyone else that wants to talk about their swag or ask questions about it? John, are you raising your hand?
Yes, I am. I've not been able to pull this one off, but maybe some of you have. Have any of you been able to work with an advertiser for them to pick up the cost of the swag where you're sharing your logo and their logo, but you are the distribution point on campus?
We had one time, we had a record fair and we did t-shirts for the record fair. All of the sponsors were on the t-shirt, and the t-shirt printing company, their sponsorship was donating the t-shirt. So one time, 1 year for one event, we made it happen. And I think we only did like 200 of the shirts. Like it wasn't even a huge order. So exactly once.
Yeah, because I know there's a radio group in Louisville, Kentucky, and they actually have no promotions budget. So all their swag is trade out stuff where, you know, they're giving some space on a Frisbee or whatever to the advertiser, but then they're on the other half. But we have not been able to pull that off at the station, and I want to.
The only time something like that has happened at WKNC is we partnered with, I'm not sure if it was our University Activities Board or the Inter-Residence Council. They were a sponsor of our concert series, and they made t-shirts for the concert series that we did not have to pay for. So that was awesome. Of course, their logo was on it, but who cares?
Yeah, I don't see Mark in here, but one of my favorite station swag things from another station that's in my office where I'm not allowed to go is a WSOU beach ball. And it's black. It's a totally metal beach ball. Like it's puffy, like beach ball material. It's just, you know, metal.
There was a question earlier about price points, and generally speaking for WKNC, when we want to give something away, we try to make it cost like $1 or less. If we want to, if it's like $2 or $3, we'll try to sell it for $1. And otherwise for t-shirts, we just try to get a decent markup. Basically, what would I pay for a t-shirt? Like I'd pay $10 or $12 for a t-shirt. And if I wouldn't, I'm not going to pay $20 for a t-shirt. What the hell? So I'm not going to sell a t-shirt for $20. I'll just make sure that it costs less than $20. The only thing that we really sold at cost were hats that we had. They cost about $11 or so to make. So we sold them for $12.
I just want to hop off of what Jamie was saying, since I also work at WKNC. I think one of the cool things that we're doing right now is we've started this series called #WKNC Free Friday, in which on social media we give away stuff. It's a very, very new thing. We started it right before the pandemic. And of course, when the pandemic started, it kind of paused because we couldn't mail things out anymore. But it came about because we had partnered with a local record label to receive some of their vinyl records that we could give away at a big concert that we do every year called Double Barrel. After the concert fundraiser, we had some left over, which they had donated to us as prizes for the event. And we decided to liquidate them over social media, and it's received some pretty cool feedback. That is, it was donated to us in exchange for getting the record label's name on our event as a sponsor. And I thought that that was a really cool trade-off that we did that has continued to serve our audience in an interesting way, because people do seem to be excited about you know, receiving records of their favorite local artists or artists that have been signed by their favorite local record label. So if that's a thing that y'all are interested in, I think reaching out to your community of creators is a very cool option.
Anyone have horror stories about dozens upon dozens of pink shot glasses that no one wants to buy? other than me? Generally speaking, I found that glassware is not something that you want to get involved with. The price break is just too much. You have to get too many in order for it to be a decent price. And then you just have mugs or pint glasses or pink shot glasses that you're now just trying to sell for $1.86 plus tax to get out of your office. Yes, Gina.
I can say that one year, just a few years ago, we did a mug, which was designed, it was really a cool design, and it was called Too Much Coffee Man. However, a mug is heavy, breakable, and needs a special shaped box to get sent out. So that would probably be considered a don't do it, because we had to even buy those cardboard boxes and then send them all out. And then if somebody got the mug and a shirt, then now you got 2 packages. So that's not good.
Someone in the chat says that they've had great luck at WUSC with pint glasses. That was the first college station I was worked at. But I think we had pint glasses that year, but it was a bigger deal to earn our DJ t-shirt that year. So we did mugs one time, and it's the same thing with the mailing, but they were those like tumbler mugs. We got them through admissions. They were crazy expensive, and mailing them was a nightmare. So basically it was, you had to come to our office and pick it up. That was the only way you got one. But then my office became like tumbler mug distribution and receiving. And it was like, that's not really my job. But thanks for coming by, and I'll probably never see you again, but here's your mug. It became a thing. Our school made a rule that only like faculty and staff in our offices, back then we couldn't have non-SCAD branded cups on our desk. They're weird. So it became a thing where there was just a hot demand in the moment for branded school mugs that were kind of cooler than the regular like ones in the bookstore. So we had a little corner of the market for a very specific way for like 3 months. So.
How do you generic distribute your free items on campus or off campus in the community?
So we do ours at tables. When we do events for school, mostly, especially with sketchbooks, people love those. And then one of the things that we do, obviously, in the sketchbook, the person who meets you writes their name and, here's when my show is, here's how to come by if you want to be a DJ. And it feels kind of personal and kind of like you're getting a yearbook signed. But other than that, we occasionally mail stuff if people win things on the air. That's the only way that we would mail you something. And then also, can't come by my office right now because I'm not there, but that would be probably the distribution method.
Yeah, I did find it a little interesting when people would order t-shirts, but I was at home and not allowed to come into the station. And so eventually I did one day, and our mail service was basically shut down. So I would kind of hand deliver shirts. I got an order and I was like, oh, that guy lives by my church. I'm going to be there in 2 days. So I was like, hey, I'll be there between 5 and 6. And I just dropped it off on his porch and, ding dong ditch and ran away. But another guy, I dropped it off in his hallway and he never complained that he didn't get it. So I guess so. So you do want to make sure that you're able to deliver the items, which who would have thought that would have been a problem?
Hey, Gina, I unmuted you. Or I unmute.
There we go. I just wanted to say that we don't let people have our shirts unless we're during fundraiser season. So people get 8 days. Well, they get more than 8 days, really. But we have 8 furious, crazy days where we ask people to donate, and we just went through it. It ended on Monday at midnight. And those are the days. But of course, our little fundraiser thing online is open for longer now because of the pandemic. We didn't have anybody in the station. We still don't. We haven't had anybody in the station since March. So we're not only getting our things out a little later this year by February, supposedly, but we just don't really have a way for people to buy things. I know that some stations, they'll have shirts available where they table, and if you want to get an old shirt, just give them some money and you can get an old shirt. That's actually how I've gotten a lot of KFJC shirts. But when we do table at events, which of course we're not doing right now, we'll do like our buttons, which I forgot to show earlier, and we'll do stickers, and we'll do our amazing Calyx pen, which I forgot to show earlier. But other than that, we don't do any, we don't give people shirts at tabling. They're very special.
I'm totally not giving anyone a shirt. You got to pay for it. Sometimes before we paid our graphic designers, we would give them a free shirt or two, but now we pay them for their work. Maddie has her hand raised, so she will speak next.
Okay, hello. So I apologize. I am in a public setting. I actually just got back from DJing at the station. My set was from 5 to 6, and now here I am doing this. So because I am not at my house, I do not have the physical, oh, but I do have this. This is one of my favorite shirts that the station has made. It was designed, Jamie might have to help me out. It was someone in a newspaper or something?
Yes, it was a local magazine called the Raleigh Hatchet, where a guy just
There you go.
designed it, and we paid him, I think, $200 for the forever rights to it, and we have it on T-shirts and other things, and it's one of our most popular designs. It's currently retired, but it'll come back.
Yeah, this might be wrong, but when I went to purchase this, it was in 2016 or 2017, and I saw it hanging on the wall, and I was like, I want that one. And they were like, this is the last one we have. So as of right now, I have one of the last editions of the shirt, but I love the like retro comic throwback. And so what I'm going to do, okay, because I do not have the item with me, is it possible for the host to allow me to screen share? Oh, yes, okay. So I do not have the item with me, but Jamie ran out to get it because I'm an artist. I do all sorts of art, and I've recently gotten into wood printing and block printing and stuff like that. So I made what's on Jamie's screen now. So I took a giant piece of plywood, I think from just Lowe's or something, and they're all types of tools that you can use this for. They're called like hand carving tools, and I carved the image out on the board, and then all I have to do is buy a piece of fabric and buy ink. You cover the board in ink and then print it, and it makes a flag. And the great part is it did take me a while to carve it out on wood, but now that I have the wood done, I can just make as many more flags as I want. So the first one I ever made was just for my house. The one that's hanging up is for the station. Laura, the general manager at the station, who is in the chat as well, I made one for them as well, and my boyfriend has one as well. I can really just keep making as many as I want, and I think at the station we're looking at maybe like offering them as an item for giveaways or stuff like that. So I just wanted to share this because I'm proud of it. I think it looks cool, and I just think it's very cool. Like any item that has a personal or handmade touch, I think is cool. Like everyone who had the zines before was cool, because I know our station has made a lot of those in the past. So I'm a big fan of anything handmade and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I got to share. Thank you for holding up the flag because I am not at my house right now.
There's no one else at the station, so when I left without a mask, it was. Anyone else have any super neat? Anyone else have any super neat swag ideas? Greg?
I don't know about super neat, but there's been a little discussion in the chat about shirts, and we have the total opposite philosophy. We give out shirts at our activities fair at the beginning of every year, and it's expensive to give out free shirts. We do get them pretty cheap, but you know, we usually order 500 or 750, and that's our big recruitment tool. You know, by giving away shirts, we get basically every new student at the university comes to our table. We get to make our little elevator pitch to join the station, and we usually end up with a few hundred people who at least come to one meeting. So it's been a really good investment for us back in the days where we had in-person activities fairs. And the other thing is the shirt's a walking billboard. So I go walk around campus and you see people wearing our shirt who I've never seen before, who aren't affiliated with the station, but they're still marketing for us. So as expensive as it is to just give away hundreds of shirts, you know, we feel we recoup that value.
I'm running out of filler questions. Does anyone have something that they've been dying to ask for the past 42 minutes?
Is anyone in a state university and deals with procurement through the state university process in this room?
I do, yeah.
Okay, right. So do you find that they give you trouble when you're looking for a vendor and they have to submit their sort of kind of their list of items, and whoever comes in cheaper, like it's a whole procedure for procurement, or is it just my procurement? I just don't know if it's just my, you know, my experience or everybody's.
It's relatively easy for me, but I do want to point out that the words NC State do not appear anywhere on our merchandise. Otherwise, it would have to run up through trademark and licensing, and I don't know if they would want a piece of it. My boss's boss actually sent an email once. It's like, how come it doesn't say NC State Student Radio? And I'm like, because I ain't touching that with someone else's 10-foot pole. And I mean, we lose out on that connection, but it's, you know, I don't get migraines every day trying to deal with it.
Yeah, our university actually asked us to have their logo on, and they went through the process of including it. But I do find it difficult because when we were trying to do this store, even if I could send it out, they did not want us to have a vendor that was a preferred vendor, that was what we were putting forth as a university. And so, and the other thing they wouldn't allow us to do was if I wanted to buy 100 t-shirts and sell them, I can't. I could at cost, but then I would have to pay for shipping and eat the shipping with the station's budget, because we cannot make a profit on state funding. And so this is all new to me. It's the first time I'm working for the state, so it's been fun.
We ran into some of the same problem as far as not being able to sell shirts. We're a state university, and it was the same thing. They use we don't have a budget area to put it, but I think it was more many other things. And then, like you said, concerning the university logo, we were able to get a billboard a year ago. We were really fortunate, and we didn't put the university logo on there, partially so we didn't have to run it through approval of anybody else. Because if we put that on there, we weren't making the final call.
Gina, did you have a question?
Oh, I just wanted to say that at the UC system, we have a very special, difficult list that is a little shorter than we'd like. for who we can get things from and the preferred vendor list. And when it comes to our swag, whether it's shirts or any of the other things, very short list. They usually tell us the party line is we've got one vendor, but technically, apparently we have two vendors. But if we want to go through some local person that's like doing beautiful, specialized printing and on old machines or something, we really can't because the hoops we'd have to jump through to get that person as a preferred vendor in the UC system would be formidable enough that management isn't doing that.
Do we have any final questions or comments as we end our day? I'll remind everyone to rate this session and the other sessions in the app, and I'm sure that there might be some other more official folks that have some words for you. Otherwise, I will see you at noon Eastern time, depending on where you are.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you, everybody. So if you have any questions for board members, we're going to stick around for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll all be back in Attendify tomorrow to answer questions, and see you then.